What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Redcat Live. If this is your first time watching, I'm sorry. Because I guess Mountain Standard Time is a hard thing to evaluate sometimes. But you listen, Linda. I take full blame on that one because I probably should have just put Pacific Standard Time to make it a little easier on everyone. And I do apologize. I'll take that one on the chest.
Well,
my bad,
Arizona's the only good state that doesn't change times.
Well, I think it's a zone of states that don't change.
It's not Arizona either. You should know this, being from Arizona. Part of Arizona does change
Really?
time. This is what happens. This is Phoenix public education at its finest.
It's failed us yet once again.
This is why they're like 50th.
Yeah. But seriously, guys, I do apologize for all you guys that have been eagerly waiting for this episode here today. Obviously, Mountain Standard Time here in Arizona, our time zone doesn't change. We're the same time, the same zone every single day of the year. While California springs forward and falls back,
So does the rest of the.
So the rest of the
Weird,
United States, we're the only ones. We're not the only ones, but we're the only demographic of zone that doesn't. So I probably should just put Pacific Standard Time to make it a little bit easier for those that didn't understand the memo. So
It's okay.
I'll take
Well,
that.
apparently Google, if you type it in, it gives you Mountain Daytime.
Yeah,
What is it? Mountain Daylight Time?
Mountain Daylight Time versus Mountain Standard Time. So people, So
Anyways,
It's a learn to learn situation.
I think so. But guys, listen, what we have here for you guys today is that we're going to unveil and talk a lot in depth about the Vertex-10 and its lineup. There's a couple different products. Oh, was that not what we're going to talk about today?
I thought we were doing the submarine.
It was a submarine.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
So can you explain to the folks a little bit about this submarine that's in the works?
Yeah, it's pretty much we're done with the prototyping. You guys are seeing the image there. And that's our next launch.
Right.
Yeah.
is that 21 cc?
It is.
It is
0.21.
0.21.
Okay.
Come on now. Everybody knows the deal.
And it's a waterboard nitro motor. It's first.
It's all it's new.
It takes the oxygen from the water, and that's how it breathes.
Right, yeah. I talked with Elon, and this is what we came up with. So luckily I knew a guy. But yeah, that's it.
Good. All right, well, see you guys
We're
next
done.
time. Have a good one. We're out,
Pre-orders now?
Right.
Pre-orders.
No, is it going to be like a founder's edition again?
Well, there will be.
Yeah. Listen, the reality is we are here to talk about the Vertex-10. It is a full lineup of trucks that are going to be, explained by the engineers here. We're going to go over them in some details. There's a couple variants of them as well. Listen, if you're into buying RTRs and something that's ready to go, if you're that kind of person, you're going to want to watch this. If you are the kind of person that says, listen, I just want something I can build, you're also going to want to watch this. And it's going to come on a little bit later in the show. So first and foremost, thank you to everyone that was patient and is in the chat, obviously communicating with each other, chatting away. We love reading the banter going back and forth. We appreciate you guys. But listen, guys, first, before we get into this, why the Vertex-10?
Why not?
Yeah.
That is the reason. Where do you want to start?
We're always going for, you always want to make your products better. And with the Ascent Fusion, that was kind of, with those axles, that was about as good as we can get from a RTR, what we were willing to go with. So this is a new ground up, everything's brand new, nothing's used from it. So
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything to add.
So this platform is entirely
All new.
All new.
Yeah.
There's no Gen 8.
No Gen
Axle,
9, no lineage,
portals,
We started with a
no
blank
nothing.
page
All right.
Yeah.
So why not just call it the Gen
X?
Gen X?
because it doesn't use anything with Gen 8 or Gen
There's
9.
no Gen about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Obviously that's why the Ascent was a little bit different as well. Right?
Yeah.
And the market's changed, right? Like, not everybody wants your, servo on chassis stuff anymore, and the Panhard and all that is kind of, I don't want to say it's dying, but everything is kind of going towards more performance-oriented vehicles, and then people are doing super scale rigs on top of performance vehicles, and we needed something that would kind of be up to the task, and it's our first time being able to, like Shane said, work with something brand new, start with a scratch piece of paper, and build something from the ground up that we as enthusiasts wanted.
Well, listen, the Vertex 6 was highly popular. It's done great. Anyone that owns one loves one. We have not really heard a lot of negativity around that product. It's held this test of time, even though it's only been out for about 8 months ish or so.
It's been really well.
how much of the Vertex 6 has influenced this realm of the Vertex 10? And did the Vertex 10 start at the same time that the Vertex 6
So
launched, or is this something that's been in the works longer than that?
the Vertex 10 actually, I think we did the geometry of the suspension for the Vertex 10 before the Vertex 6,
Okay.
as far as I'm aware.
So the Vertex 6 is, it's not as,
It's not really the same, but it's
a lot of similarities.
similar.
Mhm.
So they're co-developed together. It's just that we were able to bring the 6 scale to market a little bit earlier, being kind of more of a niche product. The larger scale kind of test things out and see how that was. And then what we learned from that, if we can make any changes on the 10, we obviously did along the way. So the 10 was obviously, it was started before and it's coming out later. Just a lot of work went into it. So everybody here had a good, good part in it. So
Good.
it's a lot of hard work.
I'm glad that you guys took my idea and you guys ran with it.
Yeah.
And it was all on
Yeah.
me. So thank you guys.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Yep.
I had
Yeah.
nothing to do with it.
No, it's just try to make everything better.
So this is the way we're going to structure today's show, guys, because we have four products.
Four, yeah.
Well, two of them, there's variants of, right?
There's,
Well,
if you want to do
there's 4.
SKUs, there's 6.
Okay. There's 2 main trucks, and they're going to be offered in a variants of a regular width, a wide width, and then those same ones are going to be offered in a slider kit as well. So we're going to start with the first one, and we're going to kind of go down the road. So before we talk about this one, you go ahead, drop it on the table.
Yep.
Before we talk about this truck in particular, we take a look at the video that we created for the truck, and then when we come back, we'll start going over specs on this one specifically and what makes this thing different. All right, guys. So that is the Vertex 10 ready to run. What were you guys thinking with this thing?
Well, so I guess I'll start us off since he's playing footsies over there. Yeah, all new platform, 10 scale in size, or what we commonly refer to as 10 scale in the RC industry. Yeah, just a good, solid overall truck. Like we said, started over everything fresh. I mean, so many things we can talk about, but I don't know, where do you want to start? We want to go over some of the basic specs first?
Yeah, let's go over some of the basic specs and what the guys what the community can expect when looking at this truck at this time.
Okay. So yeah, as you see it here is exactly how it's going to come out of the box. As you saw earlier, Shane pulled off the little nice overlay to keep the nice and paint going here. So we've got here we go. Stator scale 10 scale truck. That's it, right?
That's it.
No. We went with some 475 tires on this one with a 1.9. The wheels are going to be beadlock on this. And we're looking right now, there's 2 sets of adapters included with the tires. So right now we have the narrow one on there. And for those of you guys who want it maybe a little bit wider, we do include that. From there, moving back, nice little clipless system that we have here. So on the front, you rotate the roof.
I do have.
You have some of the stuff?
I do.
Just kind of go over the basics.
Let me see if I can have a photo of. There you go. So.
Yep. Clipless system, so you can kind of see there clips in there. So, and then in the back, we also have the fuel tank where the fuel lid you can rotate it 90 degrees, and then the body pops off. So pretty simple stuff here. Nothing nothing super crazy. We do have a little bit of scale accessories, if you can kind of see there in the back. We've got the little fuel tank.
Now this back scale accessory, it actually
it
fuel
rotates.
cells where you turn it.
Yep. So I can turn it from the inside, so you guys can see it there. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're using to remove the body on the rear. Mm-hmm. And then we also have just a little scale toolbox. You can kind of put some stuff in there. Lid doesn't open super far, but you get enough to get some items in there and get some scale points for those of you guys who do the comps. And it's just kind of a nice aesthetic. So it's going to come in 2 colors. We have the blue that we see here. The green body is MIA currently, but it's going to be more of like a British racing green.
Now on this image, there's something very specific that we haven't done yet that is very evident.
Iconic. The servo?
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we're servo on axle, but he's talking about the servo in general. So yeah, the servo on this one, we didn't cut any corners. Everybody kind of liked the Hexfly, the torque spec that we used in the last ones, but we've kind of got a new truck, a new platform. What's it ready to run with it? Right. With just an okay servo. I kind of felt like we needed to upgrade the servo a little bit. So the servo on this one actually is going to be a 50 kg model, and on 8.4, which our Hobby Wing system does put out, and it puts out 10 amps. This servo is 0.09 and a 50 kg at 8.4 volts. So,
right. And just to share with you guys a couple of the pictures of what the blue looks like. That's the blue one from the rear.
Yep.
This is the green one.
Yeah, we kind of got a little bit of tint on the windows. The gentleman who does all of our stuff, Kelly, shout out to him. He does all of our graphics and everything, and we got a little bit of tinted windows going on there. And the truck is just simple and clean looking. I've kind of got a little bit of everything as far as the inspiration, as far as the body goes. It's got the injection molded front grille. With a little bit of work, you could maybe put some LEDs in there.
Right. No, do I see something in that front bumper? Is that LED?
It is. There's this little thing right here. You can even see it on this one. We got to go this way. So this is going to have the LED included. So on this particular version, you can run it on the other one, but we do include LED light bar. So, and that is 8.4 volt rated, as everything is in this truck. So it's nice and bright, and it gives you something so you can kind of play with your stuff at night. Get you introduced to the night crawling, which in Arizona right now is starting to become a big thing with the higher temperatures. So
it's the only time you're able to actually
crawl in the summer. So we've got the LED light bar included. And then if you're just gonna be running the day all the time, you just unplug it real quick. And
that's something everyone's been asking for a long time.
Yeah,
we haven't done a 10 scale with them.
So the bumper, like we said, it does come with the LED light bar. And then there's actually 2 additional inserts that come with it. One to make the bumper closed out, like so completely closed. And then there's another one with like a faux fair lead. So if you do want to run a winch in one of these things, eventually there's a spot for it where you don't have to hack up the bumper. You can run the winch lead out the front.
Beautiful.
So try to think of just kind of a little bit of everything.
I love it. Tell me a little bit about this image that we see here. What's on that front axle that you guys are now using on?
Shane, you want me to? You want me to hit it?
So for the outer portal box, well, I guess we should probably talk about the whole axle. But so on these, they'll have it's a cast heavier metal weighted outer portal box. It weighs 69 ounces.
69 grams.
69 grams. Sorry,
okay.
Not ounces.
That'd be really heavy.
That'd be real heavy. Yeah, 69 grams. It gives you pretty good weight bias up front. That's the big thing.
Yeah, just a little bit better weight out of the box, giving you the little extra portal weight there. And another thing that's always been kind of a pain in the butt on our trucks is every time you pull the wheels off, the hexes fall off. So the hexes on these they have a set screw that holds the hex on so the wheels don't fall off. So a lot of little things on this truck that we can get into.
Something else I see here, is that carbon fiber rails?
It is, in fact, yes. And it is good carbon fiber. So we learned a lot from some of the other things that we've done over the years. And so we've got a really high grade of carbon fiber here on this model. You should not see any problems with it whatsoever. And yeah, all carbon chassis. The mount that actually holds the servo on is carbon. And then we have the transmission has the plates. And then once again, all new shocks, which Oscar is circling nicely on there. So these are going to be about a 90 millimeter shock extended. And I want to say about 63 compressed, 63, 64, something like that. So all new shock, everything's brand new. It's set up to use the modern springs. So everybody's running the shorter springs. And we've actually got 2 new rates for these springs. So for those of you guys that maybe have other rigs that use the deluxe springs and stuff like that, the fronts are actually a 0.17 and the rears are a 0.20. Now this truck, I'm sorry, has the 0.2 front and rear, but the other truck that we're going to go over later has a little bit softer spring in the front. Perfect. So those are 2 new rates for those of you guys that maybe have other stuff.
How about wheelbase? What wheelbase are we looking at with this?
What?
It's wheelbase. Yeah, so we've got.
So no, seriously, what is the wheelbase on this?
316.
Why is it 316?
Because Cold Stone said so. That's why everybody knows about Cold Stone.
Cold Stone, not
Cold. No, it's Cold Stone
okay.
Steve Austin, and that's the whole basis for this truck. Was we had to set a wheelbase at the beginning because So what would Steve do? He would do 316. So which equals what? 12.4 inches.
12.45, I believe, somewhere around there. Yeah.
But yeah, so 316 for the wheelbase on this bad boy, and then yeah.
These all new electronics when it comes to the motor ESE.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you guys have seen the retail version of the Hobby Wing Outrunner,
you have a I think a skid over there, right? That we can.
We do.
Let me bring up that camera as well.
Yeah, we can go over it. Ta-da!
Yeah, so this is going to be, if you've seen the new Hobby Wing retail version of this, it's going to have a red can, I believe.
Yep.
This is basically the same thing motor-wise.
It's exactly the same.
Okay. So the motor's exactly the same. The ESC is a bit different because it's an RTR version. Yep. It's got some less tuning options. But it's enough tuning options that you really don't need anything else. Mm-hmm. But it comes with every RTR.
Yep.
So great spec. You can run 4S on it. The truck's rated for 4S.
Yep. What has been your guys' sweet spot while testing this truck? Is the 3S a little bit more manageable, or 4S kind of like the happy spot with
it? It kind of depends. Like if you're doing a comp, definitely go like 4S in a very small pack. If you're trailing it, like 3S is fine. Like you don't really lose that much power going to 3S.
It's mainly wheel speed, and it is really set up for the 4S. It's just the power on this is really smooth, and we have the other thing with the axles that's all new. Is the axles are actually a 3-to-1 ratio. So you have a ton of overdrive on the outside, and just the gearing in the truck overall, we have it geared really well. So you've got the really slow control with the wheel speed being real low. And then as you bump up the speed with the Outrunner system and then the 4S, you get the wheel speed if you need it.
Yeah, and some people have been asking so we have a 3-to-1 portal box on the outside, which reduces torque twist by a lot more than you would think. But the standard Vertex-10 actually has a 20% overdrive within the ring and pinion gear.
Yeah. The transmission on this, as you can see, is very small. Like we said, we did everything new. This is very compact, no overdrive, no 2-speed, nothing to confuse anything. We wanted to do all of the overdrive in the ring and the pinion. So that's kind of what we've got set up here. Very small transmission, which allowed us to move everything forward with the skid. And then for this model, or these models only, the new versions of the truck that we're showing here today, these only fit an Outrunner.
Oh, wow.
So for those of you guys that are looking to maybe pick up the slider, that's what we were talking about. Hold off on the electronics because this is literally designed from the ground up for this Hobby Wing system. So we worked with Hobby Wing with this a long time ago. And when we, like you said, we started off scratch, this is kind of where the industry was going. All the comp guys are doing it. And this is more of it's not a comp truck, but it's a more performance-based crawler out of the box. So that's kind of where we were going. So unfortunately, the new Fusion Elite and the other stuff, I mean, while you could bolt it in here, it will hang below and it will protrude out from underneath here. And that's not something that you want to do. we're going to address that at a later time with maybe something else. But at the point of time right now, this is the bread and butter. So this is kind of where, instead of coming out with like a sport version of the truck first, we want to come out with the, let's hit them with the really nice truck. No cut corners, no anything.
Right. So, a couple of things come to mind. I see a completely redesigned frame rail chassis. We talked about them being carbon fiber. The drivetrain itself with the transmission, the motor ESC combo. We talked a little bit about the servo. Now it's a servo on axle behind the axle.
Correct. Yes.
Right. Mounting location.
Yep.
But there's something that I have not seen before. These axles. Can you guys tell us a little bit about these axles and what makes these axles any different from what you guys have done in the past?
Yeah.
And I'll change the screen here. There you go.
Yep. Switch it over. There we go.
So with these axles, basically, this is actually the wide variant, but we're going to call it the narrow for now. The servo is mounted back here. There is a little trough here for your servo wires. That's the thing we've seen about most of the behind the axle servos is your wire just ends up going into the,
into the abyss or into the rocks.
So there's actually a trough for you to slide your servo wire into and then go back up and get zip tied to a link.
Steering? Is there anything about the steering?
Yeah, we've got 58 degrees of steering.
Yeah. So this is double.
So it's pretty good. It's
double CV.
Yeah. So
and if you
can
if
see that,
you can scoot it up a little bit closer and it'll. There you go.
Back it up a little bit right there. Yeah. So you can see.
So it's a double CV unit. So that allows us to get over 45. So with this setup, we're able to get 58.
Yeah. So 58 degrees of steering out of the box, and then you lose a lot of that chatter. And you still get a little bit when it gets closer to that 58, but the real limiting factor on this is kind of at a certain point in time, you're going to run into your links and everything. And with the servo mounted the way we have it to try and keep everything so forward, we're kind of at the max of where you want to be before your tires really start hitting your links. So.
Sure. So, and just to clarify, a lot of the specs that we're talking about are pretty universal alongside all of the products that we're talking about today.
Yep.
But this is where we start, and the main difference between this one and the other one is just going to be width and wheelbase.
The width and yeah. So when we get to the other one, but yeah, the chassis is actually going to be the same on both vehicles. The rear of the chassis that we have here, the shock tower just unbolts, you slide it back, and then we use a longer link, and that's it. So real simple. So for like the class 2 guys or anything like that, or if you want this and you don't want the cold stone wheelbase, then you can switch up to the longer wheelbase, and all you would need to do is buy a set of links.
Do you want to show them that? So I think we're the first manufacturer to do double bend rear links on a vehicle out of the box.
Yeah.
So if you just like compress the shocks, you can see how much clearance you get there. So the truck has quite a lot of clearance.
I think I can get you a.
Okay, that's
this is the wide slider, but it gives you an idea of what those links
look like. Yeah.
So when the shocks are fully compressed, you get all the clearance.
Yeah.
And then the drive shaft's out of the way. So yeah.
Yeah. Double bend links, and then the same shocks front and rear on this. Like I said, the shock towers. If you're wanting to do you want to exchange the wheelbase and make it a little bit longer, if that's kind of what your area needs.
Right.
There's everything is on all the trucks. It's modular.
Right. So yeah, because I see there's a lot of adjustability with the location of the shock mounts themselves. You guys thought about that ahead of time.
Yep.
So now we talked about drivetrain. We talked about the chassis design. We talked about the drivetrain. What's up with these tires? Because these tires definitely don't feel like anything we've really
So
played with before.
A couple different things. So obviously new tire for this one. These ones we don't have a name for them because we're lazy, I guess.
We forgot.
Well, let's not forget. It's just we just haven't been naming our tires lately, and that's something we're going to do moving forward. But yeah, nice 1.9 with a 4.75, and then the nice softer compound that we've been using. We're calling this, I believe, super soft on this model. And then inside the tire, we actually have a dual stage foam. So we have a molded foam on the inside, and then your traditional open cell on the outside. They are a little bit stiff when you get them. So you're going to kind of want to steamroll them or break them in a little bit, and then they should perform really well. So another thing for us, normally we just include like a single stage insert, trying to, bring you guys stuff at a good price. But like I said, on this one, we kind of went all out.
Right.
So
I don't know if you guys mentioned drive shafts. Are we talking about the standard plastic ones you guys?
No.
All metal drive shafts.
Yep.
That's
And
since it's 4S, like plastic drive shafts struggle a little bit for us for anyone's cars. So we just went metal right out of the gate.
Yeah, just to make it more
So-
bulletproof for the 4S.
Any reinforcement of the axles by chance?
The axles
Oh, yeah.
we can talk about. So the axles are weighted. So there are 2 tubes in the front and 2 tubes in the rear. In the front, we have
There you go, Shane.
another heavy metal insert that slides in there and is held in by set screws. And then on the rear, we're using an aluminum tube. So to help with the weight bias.
Yeah, so basically inside the tubes, you can see they're a little larger than some other brands. There's actually a steel tube going through here, which is what allows us to make the axle modular and make it wider and narrower. So like on this one, this is the wide axle, we have this extra insert. So the tube's actually just longer inside.
Correct.
And then we use a steel one up front and then a aluminum one in the rear.
Correct.
So you get more front weight bias.
Yep.
So
And the other thing with this truck is with any of our trucks in the past, they've kind of been a little bit heavier. When you kind of want to more like get them into the competitive side or whatnot, or just a performance crawler. And this we're right at 5 pounds. I think we're like 5.1 pounds or something like that out of the box with the ready to run, exactly how you see it with the body and the body mounting system. So a bunch of additional molded components and everything. And light bar, nice rear bumper, nice front bumper, double bend links that are, they're actually just not just a regular link either. So they're a little bit narrower in the center, and then we taper them out to the rod ends, which are all new as well. Like literally everything on this truck is brand new. So
Love it. So the Vertex-10, guys, ready to run, is available on our website right now. And that as a ready to run, available in either the green or the blue color. So this is the blue color, is the one you're seeing right now, which is this one. And then we also offer it as well in the green color. These are available right now for $499.99 on our website as we speak, as a ready to run. All new platform. There is another detail as well in the back. It has a little, I don't know if you told a little toolbox.
yeah, it's got a little toolbox in the back. And then to make sure everybody is happy out of the box, because maybe not everybody likes blue or not everybody likes green, we have the clear body kits in stock as well, I believe. So if you're a fan of the body, with the nice deep back there, the toolbox. So we got the clear body kit as well right away. So for those who want to do something a little bit different or anything like that.
We're looking at a 60-40 split weight bias.
this one is
57 or 58, depending on out of the box, it's about 57, 58. And that's just with the outer front weights. We also have the inner ones that are going to be available as well. And those weigh in as well.
Right.
So we got a couple option parts that are going to be available right away.
We'll
And
show you later.
Perfect.
now more stuff.
A couple of the folks, I've read some comments as we're kind of going along, and I do apologize because I'm not reading a lot of comments and highlighting them because we want to get through all of these in a timely manner. Where does the Vertex-10 stack up against like the Ascent Fusion?
So the higher, I guess, is on the
Performance scale.
on the podium. It's definitely higher, objectively. This is more of the Fusion was really good for the Gen 9 axles, but we were kind of limited as far as how far we could go with that platform. This is just the next level.
Yeah, it's just the evolution.
And like as soon as you drive it, you'll understand.
And the Ascent line is not going away. That's the other thing. So we're still going to have those trucks available for the people, and we're going to support those. Those vehicles aren't going away. Those are a lower cost option. And they've been great trucks for us. So this is just like we said, in like an evolution. We want to start with something fresh. So this is our first swing at something all new.
So this is definitely, in my opinion, still kind of compared to the Vertex-10 wide, which is what we're going to talk about here next, a little bit more of a trailish.
Kind of, yeah.
Comparison.
More standard dimensions, more what you're going to see on your hobby shop or at your hobby shop, comparable to everything else. And then, we do have the wide, which we're going to be showing next, which is,
well, I mean,
that being said,
without further ado, guys, next up we have the Vertex-10 wide. As we mentioned, a lot of the specs between the two are pretty comparable, the chassis design and everything. But take a look at some of these running footage that we got on this truck, and the Impossible line that Shane spent close to 2 hours trying to make happen.
And the people in this video are scaled.
Oh, they are scaled.
They're to scale, right?
Am I the only one that shows up in the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here you go. So the last clip you guys saw, the cliffhanger,
Quite literally.
we tried. Like, we're not even going to say that we made it because well, that's why I didn't put it in there.
Yeah.
We
Maybe.
tried for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not an hour.
It was a solid 45 minutes.
No, it wasn't that. It was like 15 minutes.
No.
You guys are crazy.
It felt like 45 minutes.
It felt like forever.
Yeah, because you're going so slow.
Well, it was also 100 and.
It's
8
temperature.
degrees
It's just a
outside.
number. It's
Yeah.
just a number.
But listen, we tried. We tried our best at it. We tried to get that shot. And I guess that's our challenge to all of you guys out there that do end up buying this, is that that's the kind of stuff we want to see you guys do with it and make it happen, right? After some stuff that you guys are going to do with the truck as you guys own it as well, right? But we weren't going to not use that clip. I just love that clip so much that I had to use it.
Yeah, we
you
have
know?
to use it.
So, guys, what makes this thing so much different from the Vertex-10? This is the Vertex-10 wide. Obviously, the
10W.
the W stands for wide, right? So we know it's wider. Is that the only thing that's different about it?
Well, yes and no. So like we said, the trucks are quite modular. So the electronics from this truck and the other truck are identical. None of that's going to be changing. So we still got the really great servo, same Hobbywing RTR system that we're going to be doing that. Same motor, same pinion, same, everything is the same. The main differences on this truck are going to be the wheelbase, which is going to be controlled by the links. This is going to be coming with 2 2s and a 5.25. And then we're using a narrower set of sliders and a narrow body that can be run as a single piece or a 2-piece. And we've got it in this green color here, which looks pretty good here. It kind of looks like Kawasaki green, ironically, when you take it outside. It's a nice 2-piece body, same style mounting system. So quick release body mounts.
And that there you can see where the fuel cell is. That's the part that you turn to release it.
Yep. And then it just keys into the chassis here. And then that same quick style connection. So when you're going to get it, it's going to come together fully like this. If you want to run it cab only, which you can, we have a bunch of parts that come with the truck that we're going to go over here soon. That part just changes out into another one here. And then there's an additional third mount on the chassis here that you're going to see. And you'll just use that same quick release and you'll go in from the bottom of the chassis to do that. So
nice.
For the guys that are wanting to do maybe cab only to make the truck a little bit lighter, if you don't like a lot of guys do the cab only thing. So, but yeah, and this one's a little bit better weight bias out of the box, but we're still right around that 59. I think we're 60.
This one's 60.
This one's exactly 60. So
with the battery, it's 60.
Yeah, so, and that's the other thing that we'll talk about here, and we can kind of show off. We did a little something different with the battery, but like we said, the electronics are going to be the same thing. The body mounts between the trucks, like if you do want to run the other body on this truck, let's say, or vice versa, you just need to change out the sliders and the front body mount, which just so happens to be included with every vehicle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
We've got a ton of extra body posts and things we can go over. But the other thing about the battery that we kind of didn't show on the other one is, Shane, you want to hand me that? So we kind of did a little something with the space that we have for the battery.
Want to bring up the camera?
Probably. Do you have the other truck that has it in it?
Oh, yeah.
So we can kind of compare. So on this truck, this is exactly how we're going to come out of the box. So like I said, we did a lot of our weights and everything is kind of done with the 3S 850, which is very popular. You can get it all your local hobby shops. So you can fit it. You've got about a 74 millimeter width. So if your batteries are right around 74 or a little bit smaller, you can fit it in there. And we're getting great run times with these. So we've got this little gap here, this little dead space. It's kind of hard to see. And what we've done, Shane, you want to show them that one?
So
this one's his slider.
This one, basically, you can see it's all black. It's basically it doesn't have the tray that goes across. It has a bucket.
Yep.
I don't know.
Bucket or a bin.
A bin.
And then flip it over. And it takes up that wonderful space down there and kind of creates a skid plate that goes off of the bottom of the servo if you compress the chassis or the axle.
Yeah.
And then you go from servo to right onto the skid there and then onto the actual skid.
Yeah.
So we've got a little battery bucket here that I came up with. Just uses a little O-ring. And this is actually designed around like a Gens Ace battery. This is going to be a 4S 450. And with the system and everything, how the truck we're getting configured here, usually about 40-45 minutes with the 4S 450. And obviously it's just taking advantage of the space that we had down here. And I thought, hey, the comp guys are all running super small batteries. Why don't we try and accommodate those guys and run, optimize the truck as much as we can. So that was kind of the idea here. And it's going to come with it in the box for both vehicles. If you want to run this, it is there, and you can try and, check, see if some of your other batteries will fit.
Close look on that on the camera there so they can see the bucket.
Yep, just a little bucket, and then it's just got 2 little ears. You just pop the O-ring off, and then the battery comes out. Like I said, we're just using the 4S 450s from Genzace, and just a little fella, and it works out perfect. So if you want to save a little bit of weight, and you're more performance oriented, this is a great option for both vehicles. And with the system, like we said, it's super efficient, plenty of power. On 3S, like I said, the wheel speed's a little bit slower. You might want a little bit more, and you can change that. Obviously, we've just got it, set very neutral. But on 4S, this thing is, like, I would say, pretty perfect out of the box.
Love it. So geometry-wise, with suspension between this and the regular one, any main changes?
So the main thing is, all the front links on every vehicle is exactly the same.
Yep.
The rear links are the only things that extend. So you basically just move the shock tower back, and then it's longer links in the rear. And then the geometry wise, it's all exactly the same.
Yeah.
So your anti-squat changes a little bit because it's a little longer, but
it's still in a good acceptable range. And then the other big thing that you guys may notice, you want to hand me the other truck again, is the width. So on our original truck, hex to hex, we're at 204. And on this, it's actually going to be 224. So we'll do a little hot stack action. So you can kind of see here. So just a little bit more width on that, kind of more, wrong way. You can kind of see there. Just a little bit wider. And the way we're doing that is the center section of the axle is actually identical. And then we change out those tubes that we talked about earlier. And then we have a longer double CV unit that we put in there.
And actually, I have a picture you guys can see a little bit.
Yep.
A little bit closer.
So it's just, like I said, it's just a different tube and extension. So let's say you guys get the narrow truck, and eventually you want to try out a wider one or something like that. You can just buy those replacement parts, convert your axle over, and now you have, it's designed for both. So we tried to, like I said, modularity was key, and that's something that we wanted to do moving forward. Everything's obviously evolving and changing, so we wanted to build something that was, forward thinking in that regard.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, tires. What size tires are these? And you guys can kind of get a good little glimpse.
I think we technically have them at 522. They're very close. So they're a 2.2 inner with the 522 or 525 outer. It's very close. We have it marked 522 on the side. And then these are going to have a 2-stage foam as well. So especially on this truck, you're going to want to make sure you break these foams in. They're going to be a little stiff on that outer, like I said, out of the box. That's something that, you see with, foams on other cars is it takes a little bit for the foam to break in. So once these break in, it's very good. And then I would also recommend venting the wheels. With the 2-stage foam that we have in here, it kind of covers up the vents on the inside wheel, and the tires can kind of get stuck sometimes. You can still get a little bit of air out of them. But I'd recommend, like, for the guys who are more serious, they're not going to be going in the water and doing anything crazy. Just grab a hole punch, and then I usually pop like 2 holes on the inside of the tire, so you can't see it. But I would definitely vent them, and then, like I said, just break them in.
Right.
And then these actually have a little bit firmer compound than the other ones. These are going to be what I think we call these a medium. So the lugs on this tire and the outside of the tire is just a little bit too tall for the softer compound. And with the way we have everything spaced and how much those actually get used, we found the performance was much better with the a little bit stiffer compound. So that's kind of what we went with on this. It's still a very soft tire. Don't get it confused. It's just
seen it in action. The tires eat. Once they get
and especially if you're grabbing stuff with the sides of them and they have these little serrations and everything in the tire, and you're really starting to use it. That's when I noticed the big difference in the compound. And with the softer compound that we have in the other ones, they're too gummy, and they were not really helping the truck as it should. So I changed it up, and we went with a little bit firmer compound, and they've been great. So here in Arizona.
Give them a quick look on the other camera really quick to get a better look at those tires.
Yeah, so it's more of a open tread design, kind of a little bit of space in there to help maybe grab some rocks, little things here and there. And then the sidewall of the tire, if you go like that, you can keep going backwards. You can see the some of the different markings and stuff on the side of the tire, and it's intended to be used on the side as well, right? So this is, a little bit bigger tire, a little bit bigger rocks. You're trying to reach a little bit further. It's nice to have those.
Nice. So guys, any other specs on the 10 that we need to cover?
The skid is a 10-degree angle. I saw that comment pop up.
And overdrive.
And that's the same on both, right?
The
Correct,
skid
yes.
angle is the same on both. This one actually has 32% overdrive compared
Correct.
to the 20 on the narrow one.
Correct.
we're kind of expecting more people are going to be performance biased going for this one just because the kind of how it's set up. This is more of a cheater truck kind of deal. So 32%, while it's kind of a lot, it really helps.
It's manageable for if you're trying to trail it to where you're going to go crawl and stuff like that. It works out real well. So yeah, and then on that one, we're going to have an 824 in the front and an 833 in the rear, which is going to give us that 32% like we talked about. And then in the other truck, it's going to be the same rear ring and pinion with the 833, and then it's going to be an 827 in the front.
Okay.
And that's what gets you the reduction in overdrive.
And then same ESC motor combo, same
ESC.
punchy 50 kg servo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys, man, you guys have really done quite a bit. Now, obviously, there's a variance and difference between this one and the other one. Body is different. Obviously, the wheelbase is a little bit longer, a little bit wider, but same, metal drive shafts front and rear, same updated, upgraded axles, just wider.
Yep.
A little bit of steering.
A lot more steering.
A little bit more.
And this, the Vertex-10 wide is listing for $529.99. So the Vertex-10 is $499.99, and then the wide is $529.99. So a $30 difference between either variants thereof. There's some extras that come that are included in the box as well for you to be able to utilize, like the battery tray, the bucket. That is going to be crucially important if you want to run a 4S Gen 8 battery in that center location where you can avoid having that weight on the either side.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Anything else that comes included in the box?
We get a ton of stuff. Do you want to grab the other truck as well so we can kind of just go over everything? So the trucks are both going to come with a bunch of extra plastic parts that are going to be in the box for each of them. So
just bring this camera.
no, it's fine. We can leave it there. It's okay. So you notice we have these really large trays on the side here. We actually provide the components if you decide you want to run batteries on the side and maybe you're making something different and you can't get the battery up here. We do make it so you can run the batteries on either side. So there's going to be a strap included and all the hardware to mount those to the sides, and then body posts, right? Not everybody's going to want to necessarily run the kit body. So the sliders, when we get to those, they're going to have different body posts out of the box, but we include all the different posts here. We got a bunch more posts here. We also have shock tools, which are probably going to be something new for a lot of you because a lot of you maybe don't maintain your shocks, but for those that do, there's tools. So there's a tool to grab the cap and another one to grab the bottom of the body. So
that's kind of nice to
and
have.
then
you don't have to rip up the body because the shocks are a nice machined aluminum. So with the plastic shock tools that come in the kit, you won't mess up.
You're not tearing them up as much. And then the factory, just like any other one, they fill them up as much as they can. But these air motion shocks, when you get them, they might have a little bit of air in them. So what we'd recommend doing is grabbing some 40 weight oil, topping them off, and then bleeding them. These do have a bleed screw for those that are into it. And then the truck, like I said, it's going to come with some of the extra parts in the bag here. These are the larger wheel hexes. For some reason, if you think the front of the truck has too much weight and you want to take the weighted portal covers off, we include the plastic ones that could be installed on it. So we have those. And then we have another huge sheet of body posts. And we can kind of get to that when we do the slider. So for some of the other bodies, you want a little bit taller in the rear. So we include a bunch of different posts. And then we actually have another one that goes in between the tower that you can kind of use like the screw type post, that like a single body post like some of the other trucks. And then the other bag is going to be the dumper, as Shane calls it, which is the little battery box. And then your two inserts for the front bumper on the narrow truck here or the standard. And then more of that double-sided battery hold down, and then two O-rings in case you lose one if you do want to run the dumpster or the dumper, whatever Shane wants to call it.
Bin. Right. I think it's called a bin on the box.
Yeah, we call it a bin, I think.
Now, another little treat too is that we also on our website have some things that are available now, which are
the first set of option parts is coming out. Yeah, which is something they like the weight balance and everything is good out of the box already, but we do have some weighted portals. The inner portal box that are going to be made out of the same material as the outers. Oh, that one. Go back to Shane. I don't know if you can see. You want to just pull one out. So we've been running, the truck out of the box is great, but just like anything else, everybody wants to add more. So we've got some nice ones that are going to be black finish, and then you can just swap those out if that's something that you're looking to do.
Yeah, they're made out of the same cast metal as the outer portal boxes. These are 54 grams. 53 grams?
53 grams for the inners.
Yeah. So it's
a good little chunk of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once you drive it, like the truck is very balanced out of the box. So at least that's what I feel like. It's not, it doesn't want to tip over super easy. It's not overly weighted in the front. Like a lot of these trucks, you get them and like that's 7 pounds of weight on the front. This is very balanced. If you're familiar with how the Vertex-6 drives and kind of has that very neutral feeling, that's what we were going for out of the box. So just give everyone like a very stable platform to kind of start with. And then if you need to add a bunch of weight because you got a lot of climbs up front, we're going to have those parts available. So
absolutely.
Yep.
So that is the main variances between the wide and the Vertex-10.
Yep.
Available right now on our website, guys. And on top of that, there's a lot of influencers that we actually had the opportunity to get these trucks in their hands so they can get a firsthand experience with the truck. So some of your favorite influencers out there are dropping videos as we speak. They're going live. XO Cage, I believe, is one of them. Cape Crawlers.
Yep. Scale Builders Guild. We've got Haley from RC Girl. We've never shipped out as many trucks as we have.
Yeah,
so thank you guys for, supporting us over the years. And with this new launch, we wanted to get them to as many creators as possible. And I don't know if we have a list of all of them, but we've never sent out this many trucks.
Well,
so
I know there's a list somewhere.
2FM,
I don't think we got prepared.
I think got some Cape Crawlers. There's a ton of them. If you're
West Desert
Wheeler Logan, he got them.
Keep RC Fun.
Yep, he got some as well. There's roadside. We kind of hit all the creators in all the little different categories from small to a little bit larger ones. And there's a variety of trucks out there. Some of the guys got, and gals, some of them got 1 or 2 trucks. Some of them may have gotten all 4 of them. So there's going to be something out there for you guys, and, go support the people who, make stuff like this possible.
Right. Our goal with sending some of those folks to sliders was the hopes that they would actually be able to build something
with it,
and do something with it, which brings us to the last and final 2 products. You guys now know everything there is to know about the Vertex-10 and the Vertex-10 wide. So let's jump into what you as a builder can buy if you don't want to buy an RTR and you want an opportunity to have a choice of your electronics, your ESC, motor combo, your receiver. We have the sliders, and you can take the caps off the.
You sure you don't want to leave the caps on? They're kind of, I know they're kind of a thing for you, right? You kind of like these caps.
Yeah.
So when you get the truck in the box, the boxes are actually really cool. When you check them out on the inside, make sure you give us some love on those. We worked real hard on these boxes. Kelly did an amazing job. There's like a blueprint / schematic of the truck in there. That's kind of cool. And then they've got these fun little things that are a pain in the to get off. Got it.
They thread on and off.
They thread on and
try
off.
to pull them off.
You can just pull them off if you're strong enough, but
So obviously,
they just make sure the axle doesn't shoot outside the box.
Yeah, we just don't. It's the same thing. It's quality of life upgrades all around on these trucks. So, and then another thing we kind of did on these trucks, as you're going to kind of see here, Redcat is famously known for what? Red. Everything is always red.
Right.
And if you're a guy like me who's a blue guy, kind of stinks when there's all of these red.
You're an orange guy.
Orange?
Orange.
Yes, I do like orange, but the red. So if you'll notice on these trucks, they're very neutral. So the shocks and everything like that, black. As you saw, the front of the Hobby Wing motor, we had them change that to more of a gunmetal color, just to kind of mute everything. So for when you get a truck like this, which is what I believe everybody's been asking for us for at least I think 2 weeks. So we've got the sliders. So we've got the exact same truck. So the only thing that they do not have is the electronics and wheels and tires. And there is one difference on the body, and we'll get to that, but exact same truck.
Well, I mean,
no downgrades.
You can dissect it right then and there.
Yeah.
The wide, it's missing something.
Yes, it's missing electronics, and it's missing the back of the body. So for those that wanted, like the more slider setup, we just did cab only for the wide version, and it comes with body mounts. So on the wide one, we've just got 2 body mounts that attach to the sliders, and then 2 clips up front on this one. And this one's going to be the exact same body.
I really do like the location you guys use for the rear. So show them that really quick.
Just on the back of it, right there. So yeah, just on the back, just kind of out of the way, hopefully, so you don't get hung up on anything. And they pop off nice and easy. So you just pop these 2 off on the back, and then the 2 on the front here, and then pop it off. And then it includes all the window masks and the decals and stuff like that. And then for the other truck, we almost have the same body. So on the outside of the body, it is mostly the same. But on this one, it's actually 15 millimeters lower. So we remove some material on the side. And then with this one, the bed, we still have a recession in the bed, but it's no longer as deep. It uses body clips, and it also has provisions for you if you want to run this truck with a longer wheelbase. You can slide the rear shock tower back and not contact the body. If you're running the stock kit body, you're going to be kind of forced to keep the, for the RTR. If you're running that one, you can't move the shock tower back without contacting the body. We want to really maximize the depth, and then the way that system mounts, we're kind of boxed in. But on this one, we want to make it so,
I feel like on the slider, for me personally, it would be my choice because I'm looking at its lighter. You're not running the extra
all the
clipless
weight,
body
correct.
stuff. This is more purpose for me than
it's more purpose driven, mainly for the more serious enthusiasts.
Yeah, if you just want a lighter truck, you don't care about the body pins. You don't need the RTR mounting system.
Yeah,
the body clips and the sliders is the way to go.
Yeah,
especially if you have your own electronics, wheels, and tires.
Yeah, and maybe you're not a big fan of this body, and maybe you have a custom painted body from Proline or J Concepts, or you've got a hard body that's 3D printed that you want to run on here, and that's kind of what this is for. So once again, on the electronics on this, you can use a full-size servo. You're just going to need to space it up a little bit. The servo that we're using in our cars is actually a mid-height servo. But for me, like you'll see on mine, I use the Eco Power. They have a beautiful mid-height servo that you can work in here. You can run the Reefs. What is it? The LP800 we were using it in testing. And then the sliders do include a servo horn and then the pinion as well. So when you get your stuff, when you order your motor, which, like I said, we've been kind of running everything. The Hobby Wing speed control is one of my favorite speed controls. There's the secure ones. I think my truck's got a secure motor, but yeah. So I would use a mid-height servo, or if you use a tall servo, you're going to have to shim it up about 3 millimeters, depending on the height, the deck height of your servo. And then whatever you move it up, you're going to want to put that same measurement between the servo horn and the rod end here on the very end, just so otherwise when the truck's fully compressed, the link will actually hit the chassis. So just a few little things.
And again, both sliders are offered, if you stand that one up, are going to be offered in the standard Vertex-10 and the wide Vertex-10. As mentioned before, the main variant difference between these two on the ready to run and the slider is the width and the wheelbase length. It would be slightly different.
And then overdrive. The overdrive is going to be the same. So the 3 here is going to be the 30% or 32%, and this is going to be the 20. So it's the exact same truck. We didn't take anything off. It's got the same double bend tapered links.
And that's the thing too. When you buy kits, people always tell you, you get all this, the extra stuff. But I noticed that in the RTR, you guys threw everything in it.
Honestly, it was a lot easier. Just
let's just give the customer everything.
There's no point in downgrading the RTR just to have the kit be a different price. So
because at that point they're like, oh, you're gonna have to buy, the outer portals. You have to buy
a different chassis. This, that.
Everything's exactly the same. They just don't have electronics, wheels, and tires.
Yeah, and like I said, this is outrunner only. I believe one of our reviewers is testing the Furatech system that may fit. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe there's going to be a video coming. But like I said, that's something we're going to be addressing in the future. Don't worry about it, guys. These trucks are great. They're designed around the Outrunner, and they perform amazing. So
and pretty much everyone that makes an Outrunner has a size
that will fit.
The Holmes 540M, I think, and smaller will fit. The Hobby Wing system, the only Hobby Wing system they have for crawlers that's an Outrunner
it's the only one.
Basically the one that'll fit.
Yeah.
And Sequire has a couple different ones. The Three Brothers one will fit. At least their smaller one.
Yeah.
So most of the Outrunners, we have the spec on the website about how long it can be. Just make sure it's shorter than that.
I think it's 36 diameter and then 31 for the length.
Yeah.
I believe is kind of our max dimension, and that allows you to run that battery, that small 4S pack in front of the Outrunner to kind of get the weight as low as possible.
Nice. Well, guys, there you have it. The Vertex-10 lineup is live and available on our website as we speak. Links are in the description of this video. Price points for all of these trucks. We have the Vertex-10 ready to run truck coming in at $499.99. The Vertex-10 wide ready to run, full electronics, body, tires, everything ready to rock and roll for $529.99, a $30 difference. When it comes to the sliders, the Vertex-10 standard that you see here will be $369.99, and the Vertex-10 wide will be $399.99. Available right now, ready for you guys to be able to enjoy. check out some of the videos that a lot of the influencers already have been able to do, and they're going live. They're already live as we speak. We hope that you guys have been able to enjoy today's show and take a good in-depth look at the Vertex-10 lineup, which is a lineage of the Vertex-6 that we've dropped earlier this year. There are some trucks that the guys have been working on for their own personal use, which they're going to share with you guys right now and talk a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, just kind of show some different, like what you can do with the slider. So we've got a couple different versions here. Shane, you want to go?
So the
Yours first. Shanna White, by the way.
the big thing was we want to kind of show people that like all the truck parts kind of fit with either the trucks or the sliders or whatever you want.
Super modular.
So like this one's actually the standard slider kit with the longer wheelbase links, and it just works. So depending on where you are, if you're doing a bunch of vertical climbs, you can just get the links. You're good. You don't need a new drive shaft. You don't need new anything except for the links.
Oh, nice. So the drive shaft is the same on both.
Yeah,
It's the same
you
drive
just
shaft on both.
switch the links, and then you just unbolt the shock tower, slide it back. There's another set of holes there, or another hole there, and then you'll be able to mount that up. And then, yeah, you've got a little bit longer wheelbase, which this brings this to what's the wheelbase?
12.9, 330 millimeters.
Yeah, 330, and then we also have the Cold Stone wheelbase on this one, which is 316, also known as 12.4. So a couple different versions. Like, so Shane, you want to show off your wheels?
We include the taller body mounts. So if you have an SUV type body, they come with the car. We include like basically every body mount you could possibly need for any crawler you want to run on this. So you don't have to buy extra body mounts or anything like that.
Yeah,
Everything's included.
And we can kind of show you. And then the one thing, I guess it's a positive and a weakness at the same time. With the body mounts and a lot of the ones that we're using on here, we've got the bottom part of the post is going to be set up to where you can rotate the body clip 90 degrees.
Oh, nice.
So while that's great, sometimes like if you do take a hard hit, sometimes that post can break. So we do include a bunch of the extra ones in the box. I don't have them on this truck. Do you want to grab the slider that you got over there? So we can kind of show them, just so they can kind of see. So the post I'm talking about is this going to be this little round kind of fat guy on the bottom. That one's going to be drilled both directions. So sometimes if you do take a big hit, this can break. But like I said, we do include some other ones, and we are going to be coming out with some aluminum ones later on to help resolve that issue for guys that want to try and run and then you just put in the little post on top. So we've got the little space shuttles, and then so these sometimes these can have problems. And this is how the slider comes. So
awesome. And then show them the posts on these. On the SUV.
Yep. So on this one, you can see I'm running I have the Coyote Grande on there. So I'm running the longer post that we have included. So this big X brace on the bottom is included, and then I'm just running some of the other body posts cut down to match the height on the back of my body perfectly. So, and on this one, like we can kind of show the electronics. This is with a 3S 850 in there. I'm running the Fly Sky, the G11P radio on this one. You can see I have the retail version of the Hobbywing speed control just to support Hobbywing. And then for the servo on this one, which you kind of can see, it's going to be from A-Main. It's going to be EcoPower, and it's going to be the 832. It's a great value servo, plenty of power and torque. And then I'm just running some inexpensive Amazon wheels because they're white and I don't have to paint them. And then obviously inserts. We've actually got squid inserts in these, and then these are the A-Main tires. So,
which actually brings us to one of the greatest topics still left on today's episode.
So for the guys that have the regular trucks, they do come with the 2-stage foam, but then we've gotten a lot of feedback, and a lot of people kind of like the tires. They're working for their area. So we talked to our good friend Neil over at Squid. So you want to tell him?
Yeah. So basically, we talked to Neil at Prowling by the Fire, and he said, if you guys have any vehicles coming out, if you want to shoot me the tire dimensions, we can make some inserts. So we did. So these are the inserts specifically designed for the wide and standard Vertexes.
So these are the ones that will fit the tires that are on
the stock trucks, stock wheels and tires. Perfect.
So the 1.9 variant is already on the site. It's a 1.9 by 111. The wide, I think, is its own thing.
It's going to be its own SKU, and then it should be under the 2.2s. So those are, and he's got some printed up and ready for those of you guys that maybe do the RTR and maybe the 2-stage foam isn't your thing, and a lot of people are doing the printed inserts. So, like I said, good guy, supports the community, does a lot for it. So why not try and help him out a little bit? And he got a little bit of a jump on it.
Yeah.
So he's going to have some inserts available.
I think anytime you get that tunability available right out of the gate on the drop, I mean, that's awesome. So, shout out to him. Thank you so much, Squid Inserts, for, supporting and taking this product serious enough to want to do something to it and see it as a value to be able to do something with it. So you guys can head on over to his website if you guys already picked one of these trucks up. The ready to run versions, and know that they are available for these trucks. There you go.
Where's your other truck with the negative G stuff? So we can kind of pimp that too. So mine's kind of set up with more of like the basic wheels you can get off of Amazon or anywhere like that. And then Shane's the baller of the group here. So he's actually got some other stuff. So you can tell him what you got. Buddy.
Yeah. So on my slider, I'm running the Hobwing Quick Run
10 BL80.
10 BL80
crawler.
The motor that comes with it. I'm running a servo, and then negative G wheels. These are their 1.9 block parties, I believe.
Yep.
And some J Concept Scorpios. I actually ran these at a comp Saturday.
Yeah.
And they did pretty well.
Yep.
I, as a driver, did not, but the truck did great.
Yeah.
So
that's usually how that works, right?
I came in top 10. That's
he finished 9th out of 8 people, is what I heard. So, but yeah, I mean, just to try the truck basically in stock trim. And then with them having the rules allowing up to like a 13 1/4 inch wheelbase, he actually tried the longer wheelbase. And what'd you think?
It's pretty good. I think honestly, for the course that we ran, I think the regular wheelbase would actually have been better. But
I mean, had you brought the other links, you could change 8 bolts, and you would have been able to shorten it if you wanted.
It's like a 2-minute change, honestly, to switch the links out. So like if you do go to a comp, then you can just change it on the spot. It's super easy.
Yeah.
So, and if you get one of these trucks, you might just want to pick up another set of links.
And that's another thing.
Switch between them
with the standoffs. We never really talked about it on the RTR at all.
Oh, yeah. But
these trucks do have more of a competitive style from the racing side link mounting system. So the upper shock mounts, it's just 1 5.5 mil wrench to take it off, and then the bottom as well. So when you take the nut off on the outside, the link actually stays on.
Oh, nice.
So when you're maintaining your shock, which I highly recommend, the links aren't flying all over the place. Just make it a little bit easier to work on, and just the little things like that.
If you want to change your springs, a lot of people go back and forth on springs.
Quite a bit.
So you can just take the 2 nuts off, take the shock off, and your whole car doesn't fall apart.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gosh, it takes away a lot of the stress when you're working on something and everything goes.
Makes it a lot easier.
You decide you want to change something.
You're holding your knee, your elbow, and everything to try to keep it in place.
It makes it so much easier. Obviously, we tried like probably 40 different springs on this before we decided on them.
Right.
Yeah.
So it makes it so much easier.
Yeah, and then just like another little tidbit from like the racing side, if you do take these shocks apart and you look at them on the underside, you're going to see they're dimpled for people who go crazy and want to maybe you don't want the 2-hole 1-2s, maybe you want to try 4-hole 1-2s or 6-hole 1-2s or whatever you want to do. The shock has got some dimples in there, so you're able to do that. So if you can play around with the piston quite a bit,
right, you can do some tuning.
Yeah, a little more tuning options.
That's a lot. That's pretty cool considering you'd have to spend X amount of dollar to get.
Instead of buying different pistons or whatever, they're all there. So these are 2-hole 1-2s, and they come with 40 weight out of the box. So nothing crazy, something pretty standard. Yeah. And then for those guys that want to change it, the spring ratio, the ratios and stuff like that we've got it all posted on the website. So 0.2 in the rear on the class 3 / the wide one. And then those have a 0.17 spring in the front. And then on this one, it's just going to be 0.2 all the way around. Nice. So we've got it set up. It's not slammed like a lot of guys like the belly dragger, but we've got this is going to be sold to all kinds of people. So we can't have it completely slammed. So it's at an acceptable height. We've got just a little bit of the shock showing. So
love it. All right, guys. Anything else you guys want to add to this?
I think that was everything we talked about going over.
I think so.
Just like
watch the videos.
If you buy the Vertex-10 and you end up wanting the wide, you can just buy the stuff to get the wide. Yeah. You don't have to buy a whole nother truck, which is cool. And then you got a lot of tuning things, and that's
plenty of shock positions, the width, everything's modular. Like you want to switch stuff out, you want to run a narrow body, you don't want to run the sliders. Everything's super modular.
Love it. One of the things that I will say that I love about today's episode is for the first time ever, I haven't had to talk a lot. I love it. This is great. I get used to this, right? Right, Dev?
I was thinking the same thing.
I haven't shut up yet, but it's just we've spent a lot of time on these, and we hope you guys like them. Any
questions? I
random
haven't really looked at
questions?
the chat.
Honestly, there's
We can't
probably been
read.
a ton of stuff, but it's been
What actual?
crazy.
What's he say? What actual piston? So it's a 10 millimeter 2-hole, 1.2 millimeter hole.
Mhm.
So, and like I said, there's dimples on there for like on my stuff. I'm running it with a 4-hole, and there's just depends on the way you want to drive. Some people like the truck really stiff in the rear, soft in the front. It just depends. So everything's kind of set up to change it.
Mhm. You got it, guys. Well, hey, guys,
That's good.
we appreciate you guys so very much for hanging out with us today. We know it's been a long-winded episode because we've had to cover so many products all in
The
one.
group.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
For those of you,
GROUP.
for those of you that want to participate and be a part of the growing community that is the Vertex-10 platform, we do have a group. It is live on right now on Facebook, like we do with a lot of our other products.
Mhm.
There will be a post going live here in a little bit on Facebook that'll show that. But our moderator, he will also put that in the comments for you guys so that you guys can go ahead and check that out. It is in the description of this video. If you guys head on over there, try to access the group itself, just answer the questions, and we'll make sure that we get you guys set up so you guys can join the conversation on anything Redcat related, Redcat Vertex-10 related.
Yep. All Vertex 10.
If you got any questions for next week's live, I don't know what we're doing yet. So
We don't have
might be able to
anything
kid,
yet,
but
no,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we'll be back, and maybe we'll also be able
Allegedly.
to, maybe we'll be, allegedly.
Yeah, depends on how this launch goes. We
Yeah.
may be out of a job. Well,
Yeah.
we will be. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'm guilty by association.
Maybe, yeah.
But guys, we appreciate you guys so very much for hanging out with us today. We hope you guys enjoy this product as you guys start getting it. If you guys do join the group, obviously we have Aaron and Shane here in the group as well already, happy and able to answer questions, willing and able, and we'll be able to kind of answer things as you guys see fit as well. Like anything that you guys ever buy from Redcat, we are always proud to stand behind our product. If you guys have any problems with anything you buy, not even Vertex related, just in general, please reach out to our support team. They're always happy and eager to help. They're always helpful and able to answer questions. And obviously anything that is Redcat related, electronics are covered for a year from the manufacturer as well. So we always try to stand behind all our products. We always have had things that have sometimes happened in the past with certain
It's
vehicles,
electronics.
but we always stand behind everything that we do. So we hope you guys hang out with us, come back next week. We'll keep an eye out on things and questions that are popping up related to the Vertex-10 platform, and we'll probably have a carryover video or live next week. We'll maybe touch base on some of those things, and we still got a little bit of a year left. And
Yeah.
that's-
You think we can release a couple more cars?
I don't know. There might be at least something we can do. I don't
We got
know.
an oil spiller over here.
I don't know. Hey, can you,
You want to leak
something?
anything else?
I'm
Or are you
good.
good?
No,
You good?
Good.
No. Okay.
We already leaked the sub, so
Right.
My stuff's not
that's
close.
sunk.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right, guys. Until next week. You guys stay safe, stay blessed. We'll see you guys